you doing, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here, sitting behind this sweet-looking drum kit. This is a DW Collector Series finish ply 4-piece drum kit, and everybody in the room had the same reaction walking in and seeing this really cool-looking finish ply. Finish ply is the wrap on the outside of the drum, and that's what DW calls their wraps. This one is the Peacock Oyster Wrap. Really cool vintage vibe, and I live across the street from a person that owns a bunch of peacocks, and I see them outside every morning, and it has, really similar colors of the big plume on the back of the bird. Really cool kind of blue, gold, great vintage vibe. Couple that with the great shells. These are maple mahogany shells. You get a really great warm vintage tone with all of today's modern projection resonance and great DW construction. Let me get into the details with you right now. You get a 9 by 13 inch rack tom, a 16 by 16 inch floor tom, 6.5 by 14 inch snare, and a very cool 14 by 24 inch kick drum. If you've never played a 24 inch kick drum, I really suggest you check it out because there's just a beef and a big boom about it that you don't necessarily get from a 22 or smaller. There's just something really great and just rock and roll about a 24 inch kick drum. Like I said earlier, these are a combination of maple and mahogany wood. The inner ply of the drum shell and the outer ply of the drum shell are the mahogany. And mahogany is traditionally known for its warm tone, especially that kind of vintage, old school tone. Coupled with the maple, it's a great combination. You get 9 plies on the toms, 10 plies on the kick drum, and 12 plies on the snare drum. What DW does when they make the drums thicker and add extra plies is they're adding more of the maple, not the mahogany. The mahogany just stays on the inner and the outer ply. You get perfect bearing edges on all of the drums, as always, as DW does. The heads sit perfectly on the drum shell. The construction on these drum shells is what DW calls VLT. That stands for vertical low timbre. And what they discovered in their experimentation in the DW factory back in California is that traditionally, the outer ply of the drum shell runs horizontally. So if you look at, if there was wood grain and not the wrap, you'd see the wood grain running horizontally. But what they found was, when they changed that and put the wood grains going vertically on the inner and outer ply of the drum, it brought down the low end. It gave the drum a great low fundamental tone, lower than traditional horizontal wood grain. So that's what they did. They combined the wood grains like that, inner and outer ply running vertically, and you get a really great low, deep tone, very warm, and the maple brings out the brightness, the projection, and the resonance. So great combination there. Really cool drums, really fun to play, great warm tone. Let me show you that tone and demonstrate it for you right now. As always with these videos, I use just regular Remo Ambassador drum heads, clear on the toms, coated on the snare drum. I want to show the most natural state of the drums that I can in these videos, because obviously you could use different drum head combinations, thicker 2-ply heads, that'll give you a different tone, deader, more open, whatever you like. And DW make their drums so well, you can take them to many, many different places by the type of heads you use. Right now with the clear, regular single-ply Ambassador heads, the sustain on the drums is really quite pleasant. Lasts a long time, and there's a great interval and tone between the two drums. That beef and the low end of the kick drum, just great combination, really, really cool. Let me turn the snare wires back on and play a little bit more for you. A lot of fun and very inspiring to sit behind and play. Now, the hardware you get with the DW Collector Series is top-notch, as with everything else on this kit. Let me get into those details right now with you. You get the DW traditional turret lug. They're true hoops that are graduated in weight, so a little bit lighter on the rack tom, a little bit heavier on the floor tom, just adds to more of the resonance of the drum. You get the DW's true pitch tuning rods, which has more threads on the rod than traditional tuning rods. You get the very nice STM tom suspension system here. Tom hangs freely and just again adds to the resonance of the drum. For the snare drum, you get DW's fantastic mag throw-off system, great strainer. On the butt plate side, it's their 3-position butt plate. You get 3 separate snare wire tensions just by the flick of a switch. One more thing about these drums and the look before I get into some more playing. Since the wrap is on the drums, you don't get to see that lush dark color of the mahogany wood, but you do on the inside of the drum hoops. It's a really nice visual feature there. And also, if you have clear heads on your toms, you could see the mahogany on the inside of the drum as well. Okay, and that's about it. Very nice DW Collector Series finish ply drum kit. Great sizes, big, vintage, warm tone that you can use in the studio, you can use live, pretty much anywhere you can think of, and also any style of music. Just because they're these sizes don't mean that they're only for rock music. These can be great jazz drums, great pop and R&B drums. You can take them anywhere you like. Okay, if you need any more information about this DW Collector Series finish ply 4-piece drum kit in this beautiful Peacock Oyster Wrap, just contact your Sweetwater sales engineer.